I'm Jamie Huelsman.
And I'm Charlie Woods.
And we're your 2025 Thunder Jacket Drumline Captains.
So today we're going to be showing you the new and improved container. Now, a little bit of history for those who don't know it. The container that's right behind us, we got it last year, and we used to house all of our marching band equipment there. And we had everything on the floor. It was very crowded and also very dark. Not very optimal. And now it's brand new and it's improved. I believe we go take a look.
Yellow Jacket Drumline.
Are you ready to bring the thunder? 3, 2, 1, open!
Now, as Charlie said, very dark last year, so we made much needed improvements, added some very important string lights at the top going across the entirety of the 40-foot container, plugs in the wall over here by the football stuff. And then we also have a fan in the back left corner because it gets super hot in here. So that fan will be very nice. I don't know about you, Charlie, but I'm a huge fan.
I'm also a huge fan of that, Jamie. Now, another much needed improvement that we have here is that we have a shelving unit designated for each subsection, meaning that there'll be a snare rack, there'll be a quint rack, and there'll be even sousaphone racks. And we got a rack for everyone. So taking a look at our first shelving unit here, we have the snares. So this one was specifically designed and built by me over this summer. Over much hard work. What you can see here, it can hold up to 10 snare drums, and it even accommodates for the cymbal stands and covers, and it even has these nice little name tags for everyone, designed by the one and only Jamie Huelsman. And it's also worth noting that each of these snares, to help identify them, have a number. So for instance, right here is snare number 3. That's how we know, hey, that's snare number 3. So moving on to our second shelving unit that we've got, we have the quints. Now, while this one is from last year, that doesn't mean it's still not good. It's pretty high industry standard. At the moment, we have 4 of our quints on there with room for more. The 5th quint, we can have the covers and stick bags nicely put in here. And we also, similar to the snares, have numbers on each of them. So for instance, right here we have quint number 3. That's how we know that's quint number 3.
The next section we have for you is the bass drums, my personal favorite section of the drum line. Have a look. So with the basses, we have 7 in total at Baldwin Wallace University. Depending on what we're marching, we're going to have different numbers down on the lower shelves. That way we don't have to reach up top for these ones. So this season we're going to be marching a 16, 18, 22, 6, and a 30. Just like the snares and quads, they also have numbers based on their size. So they'll be labeled as 16, 18, 22, and so on. We're going to have our drum covers as well as practice mallets laid out here. And we have the name tags that I created as well for these and for everyone in the container. Everyone gets a name tag this year. The next section we have on our agenda for today is going to be the auxiliary tables, our cymbals line, as well as our mallets. So if you come in here. What you're looking at is a special 3-in-1 creation by the very own Charlie Woods. So we've got our aux tables all up here, our cymbals all in bags down here, and then our 5 sets of mallets going down to the bottom. Important thing to note is that the aux tables are pretty high up, so we have a step ladder right here, and for those of us that are height deficient, if you need a hand, we have some taller people on the drum line that will be happy to help you out. Baldwin Wallace is extremely special. Not many people have marching aux tables, so it's a very interesting thing to have. It adds a lot of flavor to our front ensemble, and it's going to be great with the music we have planned for this year. Don't worry, sousaphone section, you were also taken into account when we were designing this container, bouncing ideas off of each other. So let's go take a look, shall we? So back here we have 3 big metal shelves purchased from Costco, courtesy of Dr. Mockemer, with room to fit 8 sousaphones comfortably on the shelves, and then if there happens to be extra with big expansion, we have some space down here on the floor as well. Important thing to note is that last season, sousaphones were in the front of the container, and we had to pull them out first to get to the drumline stuff. That should not be an issue this year since it's in the back. Also, important thing to know is that drumline will arrive much earlier than the Sousa line, so all of our stuff will be cleaned out and there won't be congestion back here, and everyone can get to their stuff safely and easily.
So back here at the back of the container, we've got the cases. We have a case for everyone. You can see we've got the mallets here. We have these toe boxes for the auxiliary. We got quints. We got snares, and most importantly, we have the basses. Fun fact is that we have all 7 bass cases all stacked into each other, much like a Russian nesting doll. That's pretty cool if you ask me. So what you may notice back here is it's a little empty, aside from the nice fan. Thank you, Daryl. Big fan of that. But right here in the back, really? Okay. In the back here, it's nice and empty. That's going to change. See, we have a giant 4x8 sheet of plywood that was left over from all the construction, and we said, hey, instead of just kind of like just throwing it away, let's do something with it. So our idea is to make a mural, and we know there's some really talented artists here in the drum line. So if you want to get your hands covered with paint, be my guest, and we can create a pretty awesome mural. Now moving along, we got over here. I'll pass the mic off to Jamie.
So down here on the ground, we've got all of our drum stands. Snares and basses are in order. We're working on a method for the quints as well as aux and mallets on how to keep that orderly, because most important thing for us this year is not taking each other's things and knowing where our stuff is at all times. And then, impossible not to notice, my personal creation, my pride and joy, a big BW out of old drumsticks that I had laying around in the house, taped with yellow and black drumsticks like a yellow jacket. I know, genius. And then complete with yellow LED lights going around, showing the pride and tradition of Baldwin Wallace drumline.
Thank you, Jamie. So over here we have the harness rack. This was specifically designed by me. This was the most ambitious project that we undertook for this whole thing. But right here we can house all 30 of our harnesses, and as you can see, there is still room for more expansion. And before in the past, we had all the harnesses on the floor. Sometimes they would get stepped on and we trip on them. Now no more. We have them all right here, and we can organize them section by section. We utilize every quadrant here, the back, side, and front walls. And what's especially cool about this is you can walk in, so you can get the harder to reach harnesses. How about that? And you can walk right out here. It's pretty cool.
over here across from our quad, bass, and snare racks, we have lots of extra space for continuous expansion within the drum line. We've got all of our extra front ensemble stuff, gong, which is really special for marching band. You don't see that a lot. We've got space for speaker poles, an axe handle, very important, as well as our color guard flags and rifles and whatever else they might need for different shows. We also have a second Mr. Incredible sign up here, given to us by our very own alumni Andrew Hyde as a gift when we first created the name last year.
And you may be wondering why this piece of wood is here. Well, so the fun thing with all these wooden racks is that they have pieces of wood behind them with magnets. Really strong magnets that you know help create more support so that like it's not gonna tip over or anything. So don't worry, you know, if you're reaching for your quints, it's not gonna all come down on you. So with the container, it needed an appropriate name. Last year, for the naming of the container, we held a little voting contest, and over 20 submissions were given to us, but one clearly stood up from the rest. That was Mr. Incredible, which we were given by a wonderful alumni known as Bobby Foley, and it's truly a special name, and I hope you enjoy it too.
And important to note that underneath the Mr. Incredible sign, we're going to have our agenda for our entire practice up on the wall, printed off by Daryl. That's going to give us an idea of what we've got going on for the couple hours we spend together every Monday and Thursday once school starts, and then as well as throughout band camp. Our schedule is going to be up there as well. That will conclude our tour of the great Mr. Incredible. Important things to note is that this will greatly enhance our unloading and loading of the container. It'll be more safe, more efficient, more effective than what we've done in the past. And we're really looking forward to the design we've created lasting a lifetime, if possible.
Well said, Jamie.
This is Jamie.
And this is Charlie.
Aww, jackets!